This one question will take you 90% of the way there when it comes to leadership. And that question is, would you follow you? Look at yourself in the mirror, look at yourself in a picture, I don't know. Just look at yourself and be like, would I follow this guy? Just based on appearance. If the answer is no, then you have a problem. Now, some of you may have been wondering, like, why is this the most important question? Because you think leadership is about being really good at what you do and being really charismatic and, having a good spirit and whatnot. And that's part of it. I'm not going to say it's not important, but there's really one thing that really makes it so much easier to be a leader. And the nerds on YouTube, you look up how to be a leader, you're not going to see this. Because the nerds, they don't know this. They're like, well, in order to be a good leader, first of all, you have to be good at what you do. That's part of it. I won't deny that. But they completely miss the most important thing. The most substantial thing. Because you got to think about it like this. All right. First impressions matter. Humans make a lot of judgments. Yeah, don't be judgmental. Humans make a lot of judgments. Let's say a fat nerd is right here. And then there's someone that looks like they take care of himself and looks respectable. Two people. You are put on a mission where you have to be led. You don't know what you're being led to. You don't know why you're being led. You just have to be led by someone. Who are you going to pick? You only know how they look. Obviously, you're going to pick the person who looks like he takes care of himself. It's just like the other equation, there's a male pilot and a female pilot. You don't know their credentials, you don't know anything. Which are you going to pick? The male pilot, obviously. Why would I pick the female pilot? That's like asking to die, right? That's the way you got to think about it. You don't want to be the fat nerd. Because true, like maybe on the esports team, the fat nerd is like the best, Call of Duty player, and he's the one to lead you to promised land in your Call of Duty tournament, but the guy who takes care of himself doesn't play video games because he's not a geek. So if you actually, strip back the appearance, maybe the fat nerd is actually a better leader overall, but the point is, you want people to just look at you and be like, that guy looks competent. Be like me, that guy looks competent. That guy can lead me. I'm going to follow him. And I've experienced it myself. I know what it's like. Okay? Because I used to be on the other side. I used to be like the fat nerd. People look at me like, who cares? Who cares about that guy? Right? But I've also been on this other side where some people, and you're going to be divisive on this side. Some people are like, he's arrogant. Screw this guy. He's a fag or whatever. And some other people are like, oh, wow, this guy's really cool. Let me, talk to him. Let me see what's up with him. I've experienced both sides. I know how it is. You much would rather be this than that. All right? So that's the number one rule. All right, you should look like someone that people want to follow. And that really comes from doing everything else I talk about on this channel. Working out, taking care of yourself, etc. I've made videos about those. I'm going to link the must-watch playlist in the description, but you watch that after this video because I'm not done yet. Simply looking like someone worth following is not necessarily enough if you want to be a truly great leader. Because think about it like this. Imagine you're doing an agency. I use agency because, we're young and all of us would probably watch an agency video. In agencies, you get inbound clients, right? Then you have to sell them. And this is actually a really good analogy. So imagine a fat nerd. The fat nerd's gonna have a hard time getting inbound clients because he's a fat nerd. But let's say this fat nerd is an incredible closer, incredible salesman, etc. The clients he does get, he's probably going to close. A good percentage of them. He's going to close them. Meanwhile, the guy who, looks, on first impressions, looks like a good leader, he's going to get a bunch of inbound clients, right? But if he sucks at negotiation, if he sucks at sales, he's not going to convert any of them. So it does matter to actually brush up on your skills. The reason why I bring up this, stuff to start the videos because you want to get these inbound clients. You want people that actually want to follow you in the first place. Because if you're on the other side, it's going to be hard as hell. Everyone's going to look at you and think, what a fat slob. Or what a scrawny little nerd. I'm not going to follow a scrawny little nerd. Shouldn't. Anyways. So, first of all, if you want to be a good leader, you have to be able to communicate. Think about what leading is. Leading is really just communication. If you can't communicate your message, if you can't communicate your ideas, then how can you lead? How can you close clients? You can't. So I've made videos about speaking and body language, but in general, you want to be assertive. You are a man, all right? You take up space, all right? Think about it like this. You are approximately 5 minutes into this video. If I was talking like this, In order to lead, you gotta look like someone worthy of respect. Would you still be watching? No, you would have clicked off and think I was some... I have to stop using that word so much because YouTube probably doesn't like it. It's such a FAG. What a FAG? But no, you're still watching because I take up space. Alright? And I also look like a man. I'm 17. I look like a grown man. Can you relate? Hopefully. And that's a low battery message. Great. Just interrupting my video. Anyways. So body language. The number one rule for both body language and speaking is, of course, being assertive and looking like a man. And the rule you can think of, the quote you can think of in your head is, or the prompt, can a woman have my body language? Can a woman speak the way I'm speaking? You know, if a woman was speaking the way I'm speaking, that would be disgusting. That'd be real nasty. If a woman was, speaking the way with my hands, you think they were weird. You think like that, right? Those type of girls. But no, I'm a man, so it's okay. It's masculine. You can't have the body language of a female, okay? Because you're gonna look gay, and no one wants to follow. Bro, I'm gonna get my channel banned, bro. I gotta chill. But it's true. I mean, I wouldn't follow a person like that. A person that belongs to that class of people. Is that the right word to use? Anyways, bro, I'm going so off topic in this video. So, yeah, you want to be assertive. You know, use your hands. Speak. Don't use on. And you see my videos. Sometimes I make this mistake. Sometimes I say but it's usually not that bad because there's some people I've spoken to. They're like, yeah, I think we should sell the penis enlargement pills for $50 each. Because it's really worth it. Like, they talk like that. Is that really a convincing speech pattern? Just point, get rid of the ums. And the best way to improve your body language and speaking is just this. Get a camera, start recording yourself, talk about random crap, post it on YouTube. You could talk about how your dog died and how sad you are. And you just gotta speak like this. My dog died yesterday. It really sucked. Imagine a video like that. Just someone's dog died and they're just talking like that. You gotta work on it. Alright, just talk about random stuff. This thing I bought, I'm gonna use it for my growing beard. Of course I show this side because this side, it's not this patchy, alright? It's the lighting. It's the camera. And some lighting actually doesn't look that bad, but anyways. Put this on my facial hair. Alright? And I put it on my facial hair because it's going to help it grow. And also put it on the rest of my face because it's moisturizing. I'm using tretinoin right now. My skin gets very dry. So I put this on after. Works. That sounds far more convincing. I was like, yeah, guys. So I bought this. And I'm using it for my face to moisturize it. And I'm using it on my facial hair to help it grow. Like, do you want to listen to that guy or do you want to listen to me? You want to listen to me because you're still watching. Now, when you're leading a team, you want to instill a mindset. That mindset you want to instill, I got from 1 Ounce, because this is amazing. Okay, because leading it's like a team. All right, you're on a team. Now, 1 Ounce is an anime. I'm not an anime watcher. I've watched 3 animes in total. The last anime I watched was like a year ago, probably more. But I'll probably rewatch this one, because this one is so good. And it's only 20 episodes, so I don't have to waste my life watching it. Basically, there's this baseball player who's a gambler, and through his time gambling, he became a really good reader of the mind. And he's also a baseball gambler. It's like one of those gambling things in anime. If you're an anime person, you know. If you're an anime weeb, anime nerd, you know. Gambler, right? The point is, he started leading the team. I'm not going to give you the whole backstory because that's a waste of time, but he starts leading the team. And this is the mindset he instilled, all right? Everyone is at fault for a win. And everyone is at fault for a loss. Individually. Now, I would modify it a little bit and say, if the team wins, it was a team win. If the team loses, then it was each individual person's fault. Now, the way this works, I'm going to give you an example, and this will perfectly get the point across. Let's say you are on a basketball team, and you score 80 points. Amazing game. 80 points on 75% shooting. Amazing game. And your teammate scored 5 points on 20% shooting. And you lost the game by 2 points. you can either first think, hey, it's this guy's fault that we lost because he played like crap, and he did play like crap. But instead of thinking like that first thing, what you should do first is think about yourself. Well, yeah, I did score 80 points and 75% shooting, but we lost by 2. If I shot 80%, we would have won the game. This mindset is extremely powerful. Now, you're thinking like that. Imagine if the other guy was thinking like that too. Another guy here, another guy here, another guy here, another guy here. It's very, very powerful because each person's looking at their own faults, looking at their own mistakes. They're not just pointing a finger at other people. Okay? And when there's personal responsibility, there's personal action. So instead of just moping about this guy playing like crap, the guy who shot 75% while 80 points is like, you know what? If I work on this shot more, if I watch the film here and I made this move instead of that one and all this other stuff, then I would have scored those extra 4 points or whatever, or generated an extra 4 points by making a good pass or whatever. And we would have won the game. Imagine each person doing that. It would be a massive level of improvement because this guy would improve 5%. 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 That adds up for the team. I don't know if you could hear that in the background, but my little sister, she likes crying a lot. It would be funny if you couldn't hear it, because that would be completely unnecessary, but... But instead, because the usual mindset is, well, this guy scored, I don't know what I said earlier, 5 points on 20%. The guy sucks. We lost because of this guy. You know what happens? Well, maybe that guy improves 5% afterwards because he understands it was his fault. But everyone else is at baseline because they aren't thinking about how they can improve themselves because they think they played fine. They think, I played good enough to win. This guy sold us. This guy sold. But if you change the mindset, everyone's going to be focusing on improving themselves. And that's extremely valuable. It's extremely important because remember, like I said, the stuff compounds for the team. That's the mindset you want to instill in your team. Everyone is at fault individually for a loss. And it's a team win when we win. Very, very powerful. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean you don't address the guy who scored like 5 points. You can still help him and say like, hey, this is what we got to do, this is what you can do, etc. But you got to start with yourself. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. Now, you also have to keep negotiation in mind because you need to have people desire the end results you're giving them. Okay? So, sometimes simply winning is enough for some people, but also some other people need more motivation, like money. You do that in sports. Like, winning is not enough for a lot of people. They also got to get a big contract too, right? You have to keep that in mind. What do people actually want? Because if you're trying to instill this mindset in a bunch of people that don't care about what you're talking about, they're like, well, why improve? Why care? So just make sure they actually care about what they're doing. If they don't care about what they're doing, then you kick them off the team. If no one cares, then you have a problem yourself, because that means you're selling something no one wants. Now, your attitude. Things are always okay because you're in charge. You have to be stoic. You have to be calm. All right? Now, actually, I'll go back to this example. I don't know if I said this in this video, but I used to be a Roblox football quarterback, and I recall being in a lot of VCs, even recently, being in VCs where there's some people, and they're just angry. Like, something goes kind of wrong, like there's an incomplete pass, and they're like, oh, how could that happen? Well, what were you doing? You're retarded. And it is funny, because I haven't played in like a year, but I had to play because I made a deal with someone, and I'm trying to get them to quit, although they did just quit, thankfully. And, I had to coach them. Then, something happened and had to play a game. So I understand how it is. Like, I got a refresher of how this retarded stuff goes. Thank God I'm not in there anymore. It's cancer. But that's not what you want. And you have to instill this mindset into people too. Everyone has to be calm. Everyone has to be stoic. But you especially, because you're leading by example. If you're stoic, if you're calm, you're like, all right, yeah, something just went wrong, but it's okay. We're going to make up for it next play. We're going to do this to fix it. And your confidence. And it could be a quiet type of confidence. You don't have to be super loud. Like me, I can have a quiet confidence. I'm like, we're going to be fine. I'm not panicking. Because most people are like, oh my God, what's happening? And then they start panicking. I don't panic. Chill. When you're chill, that gives, okay, well, if he's chill, everything's probably chill. we'll be okay. Or you can have extreme loud confidence. You have to use both. I can do both. Some people, personality, maybe it'll lead more on one side, but also have loud confidence, like, we're going to do this next play, we're going to do that next play, and we're going to change this, we're going to change that, and we're going to win the game. That's why it's important to be able to communicate, because sure, I guess you could do the quiet confidence while not being a great speaker, but if you want to do this, and this can be very motivating, at times this type of communication is very valuable. And sometimes it's right to use it. Sometimes it's right to use a chill communication. Sometimes it's right to use this type of communication. If to be able to communicate, imagine I was like, we're going to do this play next time, and, we're going to win the game. We're going to do this play next time, and we're going to win the game. It's a difference. And it also becomes infectious, as I said. Once people see you're calm, once people see that you're fired up, once people see that you're confident, you're going to win the game. They're going to be like, I think we're going to win. Yeah. And that's important, because as soon as people start thinking, we're going to lose, this thing isn't going to work out, oh my God, how are we going to do this? Then you're not going to win. Because always remember, the prerequisite to success is belief that you can achieve success. I know that's cheesy, I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. I've experienced it. I know how it is. All right? And also, remember, we're talking about your attitude. This whole section is about your attitude. Be a bit mysterious. And this should come naturally. Okay? If you're actually a person that truly works on himself and really, goes at life and gives it to life, then you're going to be a bit mysterious, because you're going to have a bunch of stuff stored in your brain that no one's going to be able to pick out unless they specifically ask you about it. And this is how it is talking to me. Because there's people that I talk to on a regular basis that don't know a lot of things about me. I'm going to give you an example from this Roblox football thing, because I was there recently. A lot of these people, you talk to them for 10 minutes and you know everything about them. Yeah, maybe you don't know like their favorite toy when they're a kid, but who cares about that? Like, okay, this guy's a Roblox football quarterback. He talks like a retard. He's fat IRL. All right, now that's basically the whole personality. That's all they have to offer. Me, you talk to me for 10 minutes, you're going to know like that. Like, do you see the screen? See this rectangle here? Now, extend this rectangle like infinite time. A theoretical infinite, because actual infinites don't exist. Remember, from a Christian apologetic series. That is my knowledge. So, like, that is, after 10 minutes of speaking to me, that's the knowledge you get relative to everything I just said. And you can listen, bro, ask people that talk to me. They can know me for literal years. Then they talk to me about some subject and I realize I'm some genius in the subject. I know some, because when it's like, Christian man, how to lead people, and then people are going like, oh, you're so arrogant, how could you be this, how could you be that? Be mysterious, because then people are going to be interested in you. And remember, when people are interested in you, it's easier to pull them in. All right? It's like a lead magnet. Remember the example we gave? I hope you can't hit. Bro, what the Anyways. Remember the example I gave earlier about the agency owners, right? You have the fat nerd. He's going to have trouble getting inbound clients because his lead magnet sucks. He's not mysterious. He's fat. He's a loser. No one wants to look at him, right? Or secatalized, I should say. Then you have the guy who looks well put together. It's going to be easy for him to get leads. And part of that is being mysterious. You want to get easy leads, all right? Easy people who want to follow you naturally, all right? Now, if you're socially anxious, I'm going to tell you two things that help me a lot. Actually, I'm going to tell you one thing. Actually, no, it's this. One thing that helped me a lot, and a thing you can do. All right? And I got the second one from Spies, or like Pickup Artists. I don't know. It was something like that. And it was like some book that was being spoken about by the Pioneer, and they're talking about how people got over social anxiety who needed to. But I'm talking about what helped me. Talk to girls. Oh no, what if they reject me? No one cares. Probably be like 25 and have like 50 bodies anyways. Bro, that is a phone call. Leave me alone. Some spam risk. Oh, these damn Indians never leave me alone. Bro, now my camera. Hold on. All right, there we go. So, before I was rudely interrupted by Mr. Punjabi, God, this is not gonna look. One day I'm gonna blow up, and then they're just gonna fish out these clips, and it's gonna look terrible. But anyways, hey, bro, it's my sense of humor. I was talking about what the hell was I talking about? I was talking about the lead magnets, and then social anxiety. Okay, so girls. I know some of you are like, oh, girls, what if they reject me? No one cares. All right, these girls are gonna be like 25 and 50 bodies. Does that sound like someone? I'm out of water. Yeah, oh no, I'm not. Does that sound like someone you're actually gonna want to care about? None of these girls are special. Always remember that. No girl is special, especially when you first meet her. Maybe she becomes special when you actually get to know her, but when you first meet a girl, they're not special. Always remember that. And the point is, a lot of people say to get over social anxiety, you should just go up to people and talk to them. And that does work. But I know how it is. It's easier to talk to a dude, right? Rather than the opposite sex. Because, the opposite sex is like, ooh, we're talking to girls. Like, oh, God, get these butterflies in your stomach. Just talk to some chicks. Talk about whatever. Like, oh, yeah, I know. Can't talk about that because that's going to give something away. I know BPS is a scam. Or excuse me, BPA free is a scam. God, I messed that up. Anyways, BPA free is a scam, sweetheart, because instead of BPA, they just use BPS or BPF. All right, you see that these yoga pants you're wearing? That's polyester. That's really bad for your and hormonal profile. You're gonna look like a fat blob under 25 if you keep that up. Don't thank me, sweetheart. Just doing what good men do. Just troll. You can do whatever you want. The point is, you just got to get over your anxiety. And now my lighting's messed up again, bro. All right, whatever. Good enough. Next. This is very important. Understand what real leadership is. All right? It's not just having some position, because there's a bunch of geeks out here, like teachers. Like, think of a teacher. They're like, you have to follow me because I'm the teacher. Now, I know moms say stuff like that sometimes, and that's okay because they're moms. Our moms can say that because it's mom. But like teachers, and they're like, well, I'm the teacher of this classroom, and you have to listen to me. That's not being a real leader. It's called being a second tool. And the reason why is very simple. Being a leader at the core level is about having people wanting to follow you. If you need some title, I'm a teacher, in order for people to want to follow you, then you have a problem. You're not actually a leader. You're a fake leader. You're a pseudo leader. You're a fraud. Don't be a pseudo leader. A real leader has people wanting to follow them. Right? Yeah. People want to follow them because they're interesting. Okay? And they actually want to follow their lead. They want to. They don't have to be told, you have to follow me because of this, and that. They want to. Willingly. That's the core of actual leadership. That's real leadership. But you want to know what? That's good leadership right there. If you can do that, you're a good leader. But you know what's even better leadership? Turning the people that follow you into leaders themselves. And that's how you really make a difference in the world. If you, I don't know what your life goal is. I don't know if you want to be some pet shop owner or someone who sells pills that, I don't know, make your forearms bigger so you can jerk off easier. If you want to start some movement and you really want to make a difference in the world, doing whatever you're doing, it's very valuable to make leaders out of the people who follow you. Just think about it. It's like a pyramid scheme, but it's not illegal. And also doesn't have the same issues as a pyramid scheme. But it's like a pyramid scheme in that there's one person getting more people, and there's that out of those people they're getting more people, etc. It's just big compounding thing. Because if you really treat your followers correctly, they're going to become leaders themselves, and they're going to be the type of leaders that create leaders themselves. This just keeps going on. It compounds. And if you have a movement that's being worked on by all these people, imagine how many people are going to be in the movement. Imagine the difference you can make in the world. That's how valuable leadership is, because you can do that. You can do that. I don't care if you're some dude with cerebral palsy, like, I don't care if you're some spaz. I don't care if you have autism. You're like Ron DeSantis on the debate stage. why don't you gather with a bunch of other autistic people and, I don't know, start some movement? You know, teach the autismos how to lead. You start something good. And a bunch of people are like, this is terrible. Anyways, I guess you could say the latter is what I'm working on. Well, not the autistic stuff, but but the, you know, wanting to create leaders yourself. I guess that's what I'm doing here, because this is a movement I'm starting. Build back Christian men. Christian men keep losing. Tired of seeing us lose. And part of the reason why we lose is because we aren't good leaders. And this is an all-encompassing. It's not just the fact that we're bad leaders, but it's also because we aren't the type of people that people would want to follow. People look at most Christian men and are like, oh, what a loser. That's what they say in their head. Maybe they don't say it out loud, but that's what they think. That's a problem. That's our fault. Including me. Because guess what? Remember what I said earlier about the mindset? I'm on this team, and I see what's going on. You know what? If I started a YouTube channel all those years ago, and I don't know, was smarter and did a better job, maybe by now, things would have been fixed. Who knows? Perhaps. So guess what? It's my fault too. Actually, it is my fault. It's all my fault. I'm not doing a good enough job. So I'm making these videos. I'm trying to correct my faults. It's not necessarily the fat nerd's fault. It's my fault. See right there. The mindset in place. That's it right there. If you want to join this movement, link in description to the Discord. Follow me on Instagram. Like my post on my Instagram looks better. Go to my website. Give me your email so I can send you newsletters. And subscribe to the channel for future videos. Those are my call to actions. See you in the next one.